have an Irish Catholic aunt, and I knew she loved to go to church. So I said, all right, well, I'll take her to church and then go grocery shopping. But I really wasn't interested in becoming Catholic because I didn't think you could be spiritual and Catholic. And then Father Al came into the church. Right away, I heard him say, let's take a moment of sacred silence. And I thought, oh, I recognize this. I think I might like this.
Father Brian has definitely unlocked a lot of key things in my heart. And I think that he does that directly or indirectly with every person that he meets. He's helped reveal that God has given me various gifts and how God desires me to give them all away.
Father Al came in and he brought the whole spirit. He should be known as Alfonso P. Esposito, P for priest, because it's not just a title, it's his identity. He comes to you as it's part of him organically. He can't not be a priest.
The greatest vocation poster is a joyful priest who is on fire with the Lord. What IPF helps so greatly in is setting a heart on fire.
Well, I dated somebody very seriously as I was discerning priesthood, and the experience of that relationship was very beautiful. To have a love relationship with somebody, and we were discerning marriage. And what IPF helped to do was to connect the dots. And I went to the summer program in 1998 and was able to say, I want to have that type of relationship with God that I had with this good woman that I dated. Can somebody teach me how to do that? And it turns out that somebody could.
I had a great love for the church, a deep respect for God, a desire to be obedient, but this opened my heart to a new way of relating to God. I received so much from Him, so much love, so much mercy, and so it changed the quality of the relationship.
I had the advantage of making a 30-day retreat here on Creighton University campus, and it was an experience of hearing in a beautiful, particular way the Father's voice to me as His Son. It was a moment of distinct clarity of me hearing the Father just speak to me in a very, what I would describe as a fierce voice.
I've been in relationship, if you will, with IPF since 1995, and in all that time I've amassed so much knowledge about formation, about spiritual formation, human formation, how one should live pastorally, that when I was tasked with this assignment to begin a seminary, we use so much of what IPF does to teach men about the life of relational prayer that is based on deep intimacy with God.
I think that's one of the greatest lessons that IPF teaches. It's not so much about learning skills about being a priest, it's about learning the identity of being a priest with Jesus and staying in that communion with Him. I have a discernment group of guys that meets monthly. They'll come and they'll begin to think, maybe God is calling me to priesthood. And yet, as they face that, they're also facing a lot of the obstacles or resistance that's commonly there. And probably about 75% of the time, I'm using IPF stuff. Their favorite is when I talk about the identities of a priest. To know interiorly who a priest is, and particularly how that is complementary to maybe some of the desires and aches and longings that they have in their own life, or to recognize how a priest lives that out and how that's part of their identity. That can be some of the more exciting types of things to talk about.
Yeah, the work of being a seminary rector or formator is really one of a spiritual father. But concretely, what I notice is that the men that are sent here, when they come back, they talk differently about God. their language changes. They talk about God in a much more intimate way, a much more personal way, in a way that it is evident that they have been touched by the love of God.
I think my greatest hope in the years to come is more simplicity and just more of a constant and quiet sense of God with me and loving me and being able to let go totally in that communion.
That's, I think, a great gift that IPF is giving to the church and to me in particular, that there is this space where we really believe that God is responding and that God is giving us the patience and perseverance to wait for that response.
I think people see in a priest someone who is grappling and struggling and choosing to stay in relationship with the Lord. I don't think they see a priest that has it all together. I think they just see someone who chooses to continue to be in relationship, as difficult as it may be, and that gives them hope.
I know what it's like to be invited deeper. I'm grateful for the people who invited me to go there. They couldn't go there for me, but they said they'd walk with me.
Because every soul that comes to you is fresh, and it brings with it a grace that God is doing in their heart.
It encourages them to keep laboring, even in the difficulty, to keep choosing the Lord, or at least to keep seeking Him. That if there's someone in our community that is constantly encouraging us, and if He's doing it, then we can do it as well.
That's my joy, is just to encourage people to go to the heart of Jesus.
The greatest vocation poster is a joyful priest who is on fire with the Lord. What IPF helps so greatly in is setting a heart on fire